Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options in Play video update. Let me update this here, get this set up for you guys. So we have a few big earnings coming up. Updating this chart. So we have a few big earnings coming up after the close today, and as we get closer to April, we're going to have even more earnings because earnings season will start to get going like the first 2 weeks of April. I haven't talked about this in a little while. I figured it was a good time to bring it up because as things kind of get busier, we got more gaps. And a lot of people do focus on the open, so I kind of wanted to just give just like a quick walkthrough of one of the signals I look for. And it's a 15-minute signal, but it's made up of three 5-minute bars, right? So this is a 5-minute chart. This is Dave and Buster's, and this wasn't something I was involved with going into earnings or even like during the day, but I've just been noticing that it's kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And when I finally, because it was popping up on my watch list, my radar list, and I see keeps climbing and climbing and climbing, and I go back, I'm like, oh, you know what? Why wasn't I paying attention? It hit my 15-minute signal. So the 15-minute signal is pretty simple. Like when a stock has like a gap, preferably on news, so whether it's earnings or some other news announcement, what I look for is three trending bars in the same direction off the open. So for Dave and Buster's, it was one, two, and then like a very small third bar in the same direction. So ideally, what you're looking at then is a continuation. So it's not necessarily going long on that third bar. What it is though is focusing on bullish setups intraday on that stock. So usually what I consider to be a strong signal is when you get those three opening trending bars in the same direction. Then to me that sets the tone and I'm thinking bullish, right? If it was on the opposite side, if it was three trending bars on the downside, then I have bearish on my mind and I'm looking for bearish setups and continuation lower during the session. Okay. So it's like the magnitude of the bars will kind of give you clues maybe more into like the power of the move, but even like three consecutive bars, three consecutive 5-minute bars in the same direction is usually a pretty good sign to me that the stock could be setting up for either higher prices in this case, or if it's on the downside, lower prices. All right. So the issue with that is that you need to wait 15 minutes, right? Because I mean, the signal sets up after 15 minutes. Some people get very antsy to trade off the open. This signal revolves more around being a little patient right away. The nice thing about that is that also that means option prices can fill out, right? And that's one of the big things. Like after a stock has a big gap, sometimes the options bid-ask spread can be kind of wide. Still trying to figure out where the prices are going to be. So it gives you the ability to kind of be patient, let those bid-ask spreads tighten, let the liquidity fill out, and also it could help you get more of like a tradable signal versus just chasing whatever's up a bunch or down a bunch, right? At least this way, I find when you get three consecutive bars in the same direction to start the day, that there's a pretty good chance that it could continue in that direction. So what I am looking for after that is some sort of setup. So whether that's a quick dip like Dave and Buster's in this case, right, and then you get the continuing trend, or sometimes the stock will have three 5-minute bars, kind of pause, consolidate, and then maybe you get like another push later in the day, right? So it's not just jumping in right away after that third 15 5-minute bar closes. It's more about focusing on that stock, on that during that session, for whatever trend opened the day. So if it gapped and trended off the open, bullish, right? If it gapped lower and trended lower off the open, then bearish. Okay. So just something to keep in mind. I wanted to like talk through it because I hadn't spoken about it in a while. But again, as we get more earnings and it'll just get busier in April. I mean, this is something to maybe like add to your playbook, right? If you're really focused on a lot of these like newsy names. All right. Um, so if you like this video and you're looking for more information about swing trading or trading events with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Have a great night. Stay well. I will talk to you all tomorrow.